It is autumn, definitely, without any doubt whatsoever. We are having a beautiful autumn day here in the birthplace of the English language. You know where it is. I know where it is. We all know where it is. It is, of course, England. Yeah. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? It is a big question. I know at the moment there are many reasons why people might not be happy, but I do hope you have a smile on your face today. My name is Mr. Duncan. That's what it says down there, you see. And I talk about the English language. You might say that I am an English addict. I love English so much. I love talking about it. Even now, at my late stage in life, I can still find words that I've never heard before or seen before. So it does seem strange that a person who speaks English as their first language can still find words that they've never seen or never heard before. And it is possible to do that. I think it would be a good idea one week to look at some words that I didn't know existed. But then if I know about them, then that means that I already know they exist. So that is the problem. If you reveal something that is unknown, then how do you reveal it? Because it must already be known. It's a little bit like when people talk about secrets and things that are hidden. Well, clearly they're not secrets and they are not hidden because people know about them. So I always find those things, we often see it on television, don't we? Secret hideaways, secret bunkers, secret places, normally under a famous city such as London or Paris. But of course they're not secret because someone knows about it. So from my point of view, and I know I'm being very fussy, I think a secret is something that is not known at all, or something that is hidden, especially something hidden away from view. That means no one can see it. So if you do reveal a secret, maybe that secret is not a secret after all. Hi to the live chat. It's nice to see so many people here today. I am here. I feel like one of those market traders that you sometimes see when you walk around town. Quite often you will see a market area, and in front of the people who are holding the stalls, there will be lots of merchandise, things for you to look at and maybe buy. And I feel as if I am one of those market traders. But I don't have anything for sale. All I have is the English language. Lots of words and phrases to share with you today. Can I say thank you very much for your lovely messages concerning my health? I was so ill last week. I managed to do the live stream on Sunday. I don't know how I did it. How did I do it? I said to Steve afterwards, how did I do that live stream? I don't know how I did it because I felt dreadful on Sunday. However, I am feeling much better today. I actually recorded a lesson on Monday morning. And I can't begin to tell you how long it took me to do it without coughing my lungs up. It is available now on my YouTube channel. There is a new lesson on my YouTube channel right now. that you can watch in your free time. Hello to the live chat once again. Hello. It would not be English Addict without you here with me. So it is very nice to have you here joining us live right now. Who was first on the live chat? Now, prepare yourself for a big surprise because it is someone different. We have a different person at the top of the pile today. It is the one and only Luis Mendez is first and here today. Hello, Luis. Nice to see you here and congratulations for being first on the live stream. My teeth look very white today. I don't know why. They look very white. Maybe it's the lighting in the studio. Someone said last Sunday, by the way, they noticed a change in my appearance. They noticed that part of my body is different to how it normally is. My sideburns. Yes, you may have noticed that I've grown my sideburns again. Mr. Steve says I look better when I have my sideburns. I don't know why. And I will show you the other side as well because they do match. So I have sideburns there and there as well. So thank you for noticing that my sideburns have returned. I don't know how long they will stay there for because I don't like the look, to be honest, because they are a little bit grey, like the rest of my hair on my head. It is now going grey and even in certain places white. How can that be possible? But thank you very much for your compliments about my sideburns. I try my best. You do not even begin to realise how much work this takes to make this look like this. I spend nearly 2 hours in the bathroom before doing this. Normally crying. And then it takes me 10 minutes to get ready. But this doesn't happen by accident. It doesn't happen by accident. This is all work, you can see here. Nothing artificial, no plastic surgery, not yet. I've managed to resist having any plastic surgery on my face. So everything you see is natural, but it does take a lot of maintenance, a lot of grooming, something that men did not do years and years ago. Men did not like grooming. They didn't like taking care of their appearance. Quite often a man would be seen as not a man if he worried too much about his appearance. However, these days I think it is normal for men to worry about their appearance as much as women. Now, I know what you're going to say, Mr. Duncan. You do not realise how difficult it is in this world to be a woman. And I have a feeling that I do know because, yes, you step out and you are judged by everyone around you. And I always think the pressure is more on women than men. However, I do think in this modern day and age, I think that men also feel a certain amount of pressure to look in a certain way. Attractive, clean, well-dressed. Especially as you get older. But young people especially, I think young people are more worried about the way they look nowadays, mainly because of the internet and social media and, of course, pressure from their friends. So there are many reasons why you might be worried, or you might have to take extra care of your appearance, especially if you do this, if you are here on this thing. Because if anything changes, people will tell you. They will write in and they will say, "Oh, Mr. Duncan, we noticed last week you had a little bit of vegetable. I think it may have been spinach between your teeth. We noticed there was a small patch on your nose. What is it? What was it? Did you sneeze?" And of course, last Sunday, someone commented on my sideburns. So it is difficult. If you are in the public eye, or in my case, on YouTube, people do notice these things. They look very carefully at you for everything. Every line, every blemish, every wrinkle. So much pressure. But I do seriously think that women have a much harder time to look good and to please other people. Not just men, but other women as well. Because let's face it, women can be quite mean to each other. That's not sexist. That is just one of those plain facts of life. Hello live chat, it's nice to see you here. It is a rejuvenated Mr. Duncan. I feel so much better today after my horrible cold that I had last week. Hello Beatrice, Beatrice is here. We also have Vitas. Hello Vitas. Not number one today. Your finger must be feeling tired. Apparently Beatrice is spending time in a spa. Have you ever stayed at a hotel that has a spa? I've stayed at a few hotels in my life where they have an area where you can pamper yourself. You can have lots of different procedures. Lots of things will be done to you. Maybe they will rub your body with special types of oil. I've been to a few places like that, I can tell you. Or maybe they will let you go and relax in a jacuzzi for a short time. Or maybe they will give you a makeover. So when we talk about spa, or a place where you can go to, we often describe it as a spa or a health spa. I will be honest with you, all the hotels that I've stayed at in my life, I have never used the spa, ever. Even if it's included, even if the spa is included in the price. I've never been to one. I always see people go in and come out, but I've never been in there. I don't know why. Maybe I'm a little afraid of what they might do to me. Perhaps. Maurizio is here. Hello, Maurizio. We also have Duong. Hello, Duong. Nice to see you here. I believe you are watching in Vietnam. Can I say a big hello to all of my lovely viewers watching in India? Now, I know that you are getting very excited at the moment in India because you have your big celebration coming up at the end of the month, Diwali, which is the Festival of Lights. And the reason why I know all about that is because lots of places here in the UK, they also celebrate Diwali as well, certain parts of the UK. So can I say Happy Diwali to those who are going to be celebrating the Festival of Lights at the end of the month? Hello also Christina. Hello Christina. I have to say I am very pleased to hear that you are feeling better after your medical emergency. Please don't get ill again. Please. That is just a friendly suggestion. nothing more. Palmyra. Hello, Palmyra. What was your message that you just removed? What was it? I'm always intrigued to find out. Whenever I see that someone has removed a message from the live chat, I spend the rest of the day wondering what it was. What was it? What was that message? What did they say? Was it something nice? Or was it something mean and horrible? I will never find out. Hello, Javi. Javi, it's great to see you here today. High five. Can I just say, one of the things I hate about modern life is the idea or the myth that people high five. They don't. Only on television and when someone tells them to do it. Otherwise, no one in real life ever high fives. They don't. They never do it. Have you ever seen a person high five in a public space, just in a natural situation? No, me neither. And I do believe that high fiving is not a real thing. Someone somewhere is playing a very big joke. Hello also to Zudzika. Hello to you. Mr. Duncan, what is a bear hug? Bear hug. Well, if you embrace someone very tightly, like that. So a person might come up to you and they might give you a very strong embrace. We often describe it as a bear hug. Of course, it can also be seen as something slightly aggressive as well. If you lock someone in a bear hug, it means you are holding on to them and you are not letting go at all. But yes, we do use it in British English as well. Bear hug. That's what you do, you see. You hold on to someone. You give them a very tight and warm embrace. So that is what it is. I will say hello to a couple of more people. Maurizio, nice to see you here today. And finally, before we continue, I will say hello to Laura. Hello, Laura. Now, I always feel guilty when I watch my live stream back. So later on, I always watch the live stream to see what happened on the live chat. However, sometimes I do miss people out. So I say hello to people, but sometimes I like to say hello to lots of people. And sometimes I will miss someone out for no reason. Not because I don't like them, but because I didn't notice them on the live chat. I spend many hours awake at night worrying about that as well. Today we are looking at words and phrases connected to a very interesting word. In fact, we are looking at a phrase and also another word as well during today's live stream. A lot of things to talk about today. A very busy time for me because I am preparing to celebrate at the end of the month with my 18th anniversary on YouTube. So that is what I am going to be doing at the end of the month. Hello to Vasanth. How to learn grammar quickly? Well, you can't. You can't learn grammar quickly. Learning always takes time. Learning a new language, learning the rules of that language, it always takes a long time. So to be honest with you, you can't learn something quickly. It's impossible. You might be able to learn simple parts of grammar. However, if you want to understand grammar more clearly, you have to put time and effort into it. So when you're learning something, it always takes time. Hello, Tao Fan, who says, hello, Mr. Duncan. I am from Vietnam. Nice to see you here today. We are going to look at some words and phrases. We're looking at words and phrases connected to the word default. It is a very interesting word that I see quite often around me. One of the reasons being I work with technology. So quite often we will see the word default used quite often. We will explain that a little bit later on. Another thing I want to mention very quickly, autumn has arrived, and normally at this time of year we will get lots of these appearing. Lots and lots of these are now flying into the house. And I'll be honest with you, they are rather annoying. Not one, not two, but sometimes 20 or 30 or sometimes 100 of these things will fly into the house. And the reason why they're doing it is because they are trying to find a warm space so they can hibernate during the winter when it gets cold. Ladybirds. A lot of people this year are complaining in this country about ladybirds because they seem to be everywhere. And already I've noticed in the house there are ladybirds all trying to find a place to sleep for the winter. So what about you? Do you get these in your country? I know some countries don't really see them, whilst other countries see them all the time. During the autumn period, we see lots of these insects because they are all trying to find a place to sleep for the winter. The only thing I can say to that is I wish human beings could do that. I would love to have the chance to go to sleep during the cold winter months and then wake up on the first morning of spring. I wish I could do that, but I can't, unfortunately. Human beings, sadly, are not designed that way. English Addict is with you today. A quick break whilst I refresh my throat, and then I will be back with you with more of this. Please don't go away. Keep it right here. This is English Addict on Wednesday. We are here today. It is, of course, Wednesday. English Addict is with you live from the birthplace of the English language, which is, of course, England. It is so nice to be with you today. I hope your Wednesday is going super duper. English with Carmel. Hello to you. Hello, Mr. Duncan. I have a song for you. Ladybird, ladybird, fly away home. Your wings are so bright as you roam and roam. With spots on your back and colours so true. The sky is so high and it's calling for you. I'm sure that is not how the song goes, but that is my interpretation of it. Hello to English addicts everywhere around the world. I hope you are having a super duper day. I am Mr. Duncan and I'm with you today live. This looks so easy. I make this look easy. Can I just say, this isn't easy. It's very difficult to do. Fortunately, I make it look easy. Sometimes, not always. Here is another word. Here is a word that I heard mentioned yesterday. And I have to say, I became rather intrigued. Here is a clue to the actual word. I wonder if you know what the word is. There is the clue up there. What do you think the word is that I'm going to mention? Mr. Duncan, could it be lighthouse? Maybe the ocean? Perhaps. Or maybe it is this particular word. The word is beacon. Beacon. It's a very interesting word, and I don't know why. I love the word. I like the sound that it makes as you say it. Beacon. A beacon. As a noun, the word beacon is a signal or warning sign in the form of a light or maybe flame, normally positioned on a high point. So we often see beacons in certain places or certain points, maybe high up on a mountain or maybe high up on a mast. We can describe a beacon as shining, a shining beacon. So the beacon is bright. You can see it clearly. A beacon was lit. So many, many years ago, before the internet, a long time before the internet, beacons were methods. They were ways of sending information, normally in the form of a warning, some sort of warning sign. So we would often use beacons as a way of warning or sending some sort of simple message. You can have an emergency beacon. An emergency beacon. Something that is used in a certain situation. Normally as a way of calling for help or assistance. Also as a noun, the word beacon can be a radio signal sent out as to mark the location of a sea vessel or an aircraft. It is a beacon. Something that sends out a radio signal. Bing, bing, pop, 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 pop. Beacon. You might have a distress beacon or an emergency beacon, a radio beacon. So a beacon can be a flame, a light, and of course you can transmit a radio signal as well as a beacon. It is a way of letting people know where you are and of course if you are having difficulties. Also as a noun, the word beacon can be a mast or tower with a light fixed to its highest point. That is a beacon. Quite often you will see beacons near airports, quite often lights will be positioned around the airport for safety reasons. Also on high buildings as well. Tall buildings will often have a small beacon, normally a red light on the top, as a way of making sure no one flies their aeroplane into it. You might have a beacon. Well, in fact, we have one just over there. We actually have a beacon on the hill very close to my house, Wrekin Hill. So on the top of the Wrekin, we have a beacon. Also, you might have an airport beacon or many beacons set up. And of course, you can have a runway beacon or maybe many lights arranged in a certain position. We describe them as beacons. As a verb, you can use the word beacon as a verb. Not a lot of people know this, but you can. The sending of a message or signal. So you beacon something. You beacon a warning. You beacon a call for help. To beacon from a hilltop. So in this situation, we are using the word beacon as a verb. So it is possible to use it as a verb as well. There is also a phrase that uses the word beacon, maybe a sign or instiller of hope, peace, tolerance, etc. So something that puts forward a type of behaviour or a type of thinking, normally something positive. So perhaps we might describe a person as a beacon of hope, or maybe a beacon of peace, something that represents an idea or something that is being put forward by a person. You might describe that person as a beacon of hope, something that might have a positive effect on a situation or people. A beacon of knowledge is how you might describe a person who is very clever. An intelligent person might be described as a beacon of knowledge because they are often giving out lots of information. So I thought that was an interesting word because I did hear the word used yesterday and it did stick in my head. And I thought, I'm going to mention that on the live stream on Wednesday. And guess what? I just did. I hope that word was useful to you. We have phrases, we have words, we have lots and lots of English. The good thing about this is you can watch this again and again. So even if you don't understand everything in this lesson, you can watch again as many times as you want. Hello also to, can I say hello to Demix? Demix Tunes. I have to say, I do like a nice tune. I remember all of the super music that was around in the 1980s. I often think about my favourite pop groups from the 1980s. You know who I'm going to mention. If you have been watching for a long time, you will know I love music from the 1980s very much. So hello, Demix. I want to improve my English. Please reply if you can help me. Well, I am already helping you right now because you're watching this. There are many ways of improving your English. You can listen, you can watch, and you can read. If there are things on the screen, you can read them. You can hear. You can listen to what I'm saying. And of course, you can watch as well. Hopefully, this will also be a little bit entertaining at the same time. So there is so much for you to do on this live chat. And of course, you can write as well. You can send your messages on the live chat also. So there are many ways of improving your English. It is not just about reading books. You can do lots of other things as well. Here's a phrase that I heard yesterday used on a TV show. We have lots of television shows here in England where people are being rushed into hospital. And they are real. They're real situations. So a person might be involved in a car accident, and then they will film that person as they are taken to hospital, and then they will film everything that happens afterwards. And these are very popular TV shows now in the UK. So quite often we will see the person as they are brought into the hospital, normally severely injured. I'm not sure if that's a good idea or not. I always feel as if we are invading a person's privacy. But there are many of these reality TV programs, and I heard a phrase used during the show. And here it is. I will put it on the screen for you right now. Here is an English phrase. Something might be touch and go. This is a very common phrase that we use in English when we are talking about a situation where things become serious, where a situation becomes maybe crucial. Something is happening and you have to take action very quickly. So the phrase here is touch and go. A moment of emergency or drama during a crisis or a difficult situation. We can say that that thing was touch and go. It was touch and go. You can have a touch and go moment, a touch and go situation. It was touch and go. A touch and go procedure. Something where there is danger involved. Maybe you have to have a serious operation and there might be some sort of serious side effect. Or maybe something could go wrong during the operation. You can say that something went wrong, there was a problem, there was a difficulty. It was touch and go. There are many ways of expressing this phrase. A moment of emergency or drama during a crisis or a difficult situation. And we can use phrases in sentences. He is okay now, but it was touch and go at one point. So in this sentence, if you look carefully, we are saying that the person is now okay, but it was touch and go at one point. That means during a certain period of time, things were serious. Something was going wrong, and they had to take action. Very swift action. Here's another one. It was touch and go whether she would make it through the operation. So this, once again, is showing that the situation was serious. Something had to be done to make sure everything was all right. Touch and go. Something nearly happened, or something was happening that was serious. Something that could make the situation become worse. It was touch and go. So when we talk about a touch and go situation, we are talking about a serious moment of time where action must be taken quickly, or else things will go wrong. Saksham, hello to India. Hello, Saksham. I was saying hello to India earlier on because I know that you have Diwali coming up at the end of the month. So I hope you are preparing for all of that. I know lots of food, lots of celebrations. They often call it the Festival of Light. Very nice. Thank you, Christina. Christina says, my English is improving because of Mr. Duncan. Thank you very much. And every day I do receive lovely messages from people who used to watch my lessons many years ago, and now they speak perfect English, and they will often write to me and say, "Thank you very much, Mr. Duncan. I watched one of your early videos today, and it reminded me of the time when I started learning English. And now I can speak English as if it is my first language." So it is possible to do that. It is possible. There are lots of people who have learnt English and now they speak it as well as I do. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. That remains to be seen. We'll have a quick break and then I'm back with our big subject, words and phrases connected to default. Default. All of that coming up in a few moments. Keep it right here. This is English Addict Live.
I'm a big boy now.
We are here live. And there is the view outside the window right now. We are having a beautiful autumn day. The weather is not too bad. We have 14 Celsius. We have some cloud. We have sunshine. We also have lots and lots of ladybirds as well, flying around, trying to invade my house. I don't mind. Don't get me wrong. I love nature. I love ladybirds. I love all creatures, unless, of course, they are incredibly annoying, in which case we might have some sort of disagreement, maybe an argument or a little fight of some sort. So I don't mind 1 or 2 insects come into the house, but if 1,000 come into the house, then things become rather difficult and unpleasant for everyone. Not just for me, but also for the ladybirds, because quite often they will hide in places where I might squash them. So sometimes they will gather in a place where maybe an open window or an open door. And then, of course, when you close the window or when you close the door, they're squashed. So there are many reasons why I get a little annoyed by ladybirds. They can be rather annoying, to be honest. Here we go, today's main word. We are looking at the word default. Now, I think this is an interesting word because it can be used in lots of ways. It also happens to be a word that I hear, see and use quite often because I work with technical things, computers, cameras, sound equipment, all sorts of things that have settings, ways of functioning. So I will often see or use the word default, and here it is now on the screen. The word is default, and this is being used as a noun. In this sense, as a noun, the failure to act or not do something, the failure to act or inaction or neglect. So you can see here we have the word inaction. Inaction or inaction means not doing something. You are choosing not to do something. So the word inaction means not do. You are not doing it. Or, of course, neglect. So the word default here is being used as a noun. And in the sentence, you can see they lost their best client by sheer default. In this sentence, we are saying that the company lost their client or customer because the company didn't care. They were not giving that customer enough attention. So they went away. They went somewhere else. Another use of the word default. In finance, we can use the word default. Failure to meet financial obligations, as when a borrower misses or stops making monthly loan payments. This is something I mentioned, I think it was last Sunday I mentioned this, about borrowing things. If you are trying to set up a business, you normally borrow money. But of course, you also have to pay it back as well. So it is necessary to pay the money back. So, default. When we say a default, we mean that that person has missed the payment. They should be paying the money back, but they have stopped doing it. In a sentence, a default on your mortgage can lead to losing the house. So it is common for people to borrow money when they are buying a house. Of course, there might be times when you can't pay that loan back, and that will be described as a default. It means you have missed a payment. You owe the money, but you are not paying it back. And it is described as a default. In sport, also as a noun, failure to arrive in time for or participate in or complete a scheduled game, race, match, or anything for that matter. So in sport, a team might default something. They have a default if they miss a match that they are supposed to be taking part in. In a sentence, so far their team have had 3 losses, 2 wins and 1 default, which means that in one situation they did not turn up to play the game. Generally, default as a noun is failure to do something. So generally speaking, failure to do something is default. Again, we are using it as a noun. So in general terms, we often think of something you should do, but you haven't done. You have to pay that money back, but you are not paying it back. So you default. Being a person's automatic or standard action is their default response. So as you can see, we are now using the word as an adjective. Default as an adjective. Being a person's automatic or standard action, response, desire or like. So the thing that you normally do in your normal response or as your reaction is your default. Maybe something you like to eat, maybe a habit that you have. That is your default. That is the thing you do as your base action. It is often used when we talk about behaviour. For example, in the sentence, chocolate cake is my default choice when I am unhappy. We all do it. Comfort eating is what we are talking about there. So a person might eat chocolate cake if they are feeling unhappy. That is their default choice. That is what they go for when they are feeling unhappy. As an adjective. Also, as an adjective, and this is the thing I mentioned earlier, the factory setting on a device. So any type of device, a computer, a smartphone, a camera, anything that has a lot of different settings, you normally have a standard setting. That is called the default setting. So the default is the basic setting on an electronic device. Smartphones, computer monitors will often have a default setting. For example, in a sentence, the default brightness setting on my computer monitor is 50%. So that is the setting on my computer monitor that is standard. That is the thing it will always do. We often use the term factory setting as well. So on a computer or on a camera or maybe on your smartphone, you will often find a default setting, the standard setting for that particular device. To fail to meet financial obligations. Now we are using the word default as a verb. In this situation, to fail to meet financial obligations, such as payments on a loan, or to account properly for money in one's care. So default, in this situation, we are talking about finance, money, a situation where you don't carry out your obligation. The thing that you must do is your obligation. So if you fail to meet the financial obligations, we can say that you default. You are defaulting. Maybe you are defaulting on your loan or your mortgage. Or, of course, he defaulted twice on the loan, forcing the bank to repossess his house. That is what happens. So that is a very serious situation to find yourself in. If you default on your loan, you could lose your car or your house. They will come and take it away because they want the money that you owe them. You miss or avoid a financial obligation. So again, we are using the word default as a verb. You miss or avoid a financial obligation. You default on an agreed payment contract. So when you borrow money, normally you will sign a contract to say that you will pay the money back, and you must pay it back over a certain period of time. I've done it. I've done it in the past. I've borrowed money in the past. Not anymore though, because I try not to borrow money. If I don't have the money, then I don't spend the money. It's something that I've got used to over the past few years. The most common uses of default: a base action or setting, or a missed payment. So when we talk about the basic meanings of this word, we are saying that it's something that is the base setting or action, or of course a missed payment as well. There are many synonyms for the word. These are just a few of them, but these are probably the most popular synonyms for the word default. We can have absence, defect or defect, deficiency, dereliction. Dereliction, it means you are avoiding or neglecting something. Disregard, error, fault, insufficiency. That means there is not enough. You should be paying, but there is not enough money being paid. It is an insufficiency. We can say lack, lapse, miss, neglect, and oversight. So they are all words that can be linked to the main word that we've looked at today, which is default. When we look at default, we often talk about the thing that you should do but you're not doing, or something that you would normally do, something that you do in a certain situation. That particular thing is the thing you will do. That is your default. I hope that's been interesting. It is a simple word, but as you know, many simple words in English can have lots and lots of meanings. Hello to the live chat. Very nice to see so many people here. Where ya? I hope I pronounced that right. It could also be Ria as well. I have been watching Mr. Duncan since 2011. That is a very long time, by the way. 13 years. That's incredible. Thank you for sticking with me for all these years. I will be going in a few moments, but don't worry, don't panic, because there will be a new lesson on Friday, and I'm back with you on Sunday as well, from 2 p.m. UK time. 2 hours on Sunday. Myself and also Mr. Steve, we will keep you company for 2 hours on Sunday. So I hope you can join me then. Thank you very much for watching. You can watch this all over again. Everything. You can watch it as many times as you want, and later on there will be captions as well. So there will be lovely captions for you to watch as well. So don't forget to come back later on and relive all of this. Thank you to the live chat. It's lovely having you here, because without you there would be no English Addict. Without you I would have nothing. I would just be standing here talking to myself, which is a bit weird when you think about it. See you soon. Take care of yourselves. See you on Sunday. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of the English language, saying thank you very much for watching. See you again soon. Enjoy your day. Keep that smile upon your face as you walk amongst the human race. And I will see you later. And of course, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Stay happy. See you on Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time. I will be there. Will you?